Thanks for checking out the BoshNRoll channel. If you want to see me play your deck, hang out with me in the amazing BoshNRoll community in Discord, access to my lists and sideboard guides before tournaments, book an individual coaching session, or just generally want to support what's going on here, check out the Patreon and YouTube membership options. For the finest Magic the Gathering apparel on the market, use code BoshNRoll for 10% off your order at coalesceapparel.shop. Moxfield.com is the easiest way to build a Magic deck online. If you want to play what I'm playing, use my affiliate link to support the channel while you shop for cards at tcgplayer.com and play any deck anytime on Magic Online with a cardhoarder.com loan account. Thanks for being here. Let's go play some Magic. Welcome back to the BoshNRoll channel for the first video of 2023. Happy New Year, everybody. The big thing going on with me in 2023, if you missed all my announcements, is that I'm now doing this full time. Magic content, Magic coaching, all that stuff is now my whole job. I'm excited about it, but it is a big risk, a big change. If you've been on the fence about joining my Patreon, this would be a great time to do it. Help take a sting out of that transition. I appreciate your continued support, watching the videos, even if you're not joining the Patreon. It's all good. Thanks for being here. Let's start this thing. This is a brew challenge from Patreon subscriber 93, who wanted to see Natural Order in a blue deck. This is a throwback thing to probably 2009 era Legacy, where Natural Order Bant, Natural Order Rug, Natural Order Bug, basically every 3-color wedge that includes green had a Natural Order deck. This was around the printing of Progenitus. Until Conflux came along, there wasn't a great thing worth natural ordering into Legacy. Greater Hoof Behemoth was still a couple years away. Progenitus really changed the game for what green creature is worth grabbing out of your deck. And a lot of people, I know Reed Duke was really into Natural Order Bug, or Rug. Natural Order Rug was Reed's deck. Jerry Thompson was known for No Show, which was Natural Order and Show and Tell, and he was just trying to get Progenitus into play one way or the other. Natural Order Bant emerged during this period. I don't have a strong memory of what player was working on that deck, but this was a thing for a while. Legacy's changed a lot, but Progenitus is still a powerful card. And I have gone with Rug for my take on 2023 blue Natural Order deck. And the reason for that, in addition to just all the good cards we get, Max Dorshin the other day posted a screenshot. Max has inspired a lot of content on this channel, but this is a cross-format inspiration. His screenshot was from Cube, where he was about to two-shot an opponent who was at 20. He was attacking with Progenitus, and he had Minsc and Boo in his hand. And attacking for 10, and then chucking the Progenitus for 10, that's lethal. And that put the idea of Minsc and Boo alongside Progenitus in my head. And if we are playing Acceleration in Mana Dorks or Green Sun Zenith for Dryad Arbor, trying to get up to 4 mana in a green deck anyway, Minsc and Boo is a hell of a thing to be doing. And that locked in red as my third color, because we need the green for the Natural Order, and blue is part of the Brew Challenge, so here we are, in Natural Order Rug. Minsc and Boo chucking Progenitus is a thing we can do. We get Uro in this wedge. We get Endurance. Noble Hierarch accelerates. Green Sun Zenith, we have a light Zenith package that can get the Dryad Arbor on turn 1. It can get Allosaurus Shepherd, which protects the Natural Order with 2 mana. Hex Drinker is a late game mana sink if we need that. It's also another Progenitus. If we could get it up to level 8, protection from everything. Pretty good stuff. I went with Icefang Coatl as kind of the flex core. There's a lot of stuff you could do with these 3 slots. They could be True Name Nemesis. They could be Vendilion Click. They could be, the 4th Ponder, the 4th Stifle. We could have built out the Green Sun Zenith package a little bit with Collector Roof, Ramunap Excavator, found room for a Wasteland. There's a lot of stuff you could do with these slots, but I wanted the Flash Flyer out of respect for the initiative. Just wanted to be able to poke for a damage with an evasive creature if I needed to. And this deck can support enough basics that this thing could be Death Touch once in a while, which makes it reasonable against Delver as well. That's where we ended up on Icefang Coatl. It's also a green card that you could sacrifice. natural order, and you could flash it in the end step, untap, sack it, all as a surprise. Lightning Bolt, no surprise, just a great red card to have. Reponder might be a surprise. I just mentioned that a little bit. We just kind of ran out of deck space. But for Brainstorm, you need to fill out the Brainstorms first because you can't sit with Progenitus in your hand. And then Ponders came next. We do have card selection in the Zenith, and we have cantrips in the Coatl and the Uro. So I can live my life with only 3 Ponders for this deck. The weirdest looking card might be Stifle, which is a card that I have on this channel many times said is not very good. And I still believe that to be true. But there is current context that makes it worth exploring. The big one is stifling initiative triggers. When the White Plume Adventurer comes into play, protected through Cavern of Souls or whatever, Stifle, the player gains the initiative, and then the initiative is not part of the game, and you just have to beat a 3/3. I like those odds, and I like putting Stifle in a deck that can use it in multiple ways. We can just cheese a fetch land if we want to, the classic use of Stifle. We can fight the initiative, or we can get aggressive with Uro. If you play a turn 3 Uro, stack your triggers so you draw the card, put the land into play first, and then Uro dies. You can use the land that you put into play to stifle the Uro dies trigger, and then you just have a 6/6 Uro on turn 3 after drawing a card and playing an extra land. The more layers you could put on a card like Stifle, the more defensible it gets. And we're going to try it here. That gives us a pseudo combo win against fair decks. It gives us a lot of angles against the initiative. We can stop the initiative from entering the game with Stifle or Force of Will. We can fight over it with our flash creatures. Combo will try to address out of the sideboard. I got Force of Negation, Collector Oof to go with the Zenith package, got some Surgicals and stuff. Stifle in the main deck is solid against some combo decks too. And we could just race a Progenitus into play, then chuck it with Minsc and Boo. There is a coherent strategy here, and that's all I want out of my brews. Let's see if it hangs out. This is 93's Natural Order Rug. I'm on the draw in round 1. I have a 1-lander. It is technically an Island Ponder hand. And even though this is built with a lot of the similar cards to a deck like Hot Bant, this is a 19-land deck, not a 23-land deck. And I think I have to trust my mana dorks to do what I want. I'm going to keep this hand. Also, something I forgot to mention in the deck tech, a rug deck with no expressive iterations. Unfortunately, you got to make room for your Green Sun Zenith and your Natural Order somewhere, and that's where it came from. Oh dear. How about a red source off the top? Oh, red card off the top. Kind of the same thing, right? I'm going to invest in success with the Hierarch and hope I survive this turn. Hierarch of your own. Okay, so they would have to have double Invigorate to kill me right now. That would get me for Xaxes, but I'm not going to block. No other pump spell is online right now. I gotta take my risk. Okay, cool. Now I have Ponder to try to come up with a red source. On deck, help me out here. There's a fetch land, I'll take that. Play the fetch land, and I probably should bolt this Glistener Elf right now, or it's before pumping it is helpful. I want Volcanic Island or Taiga. Does that matter? I think I want Volcanic Island. I'm gonna bolt this right now. I can stifle the Ink Moth activation. That would at least slow them down. A Brainstorm. Second Ink Moth, that sucks. I am gonna spend what I can spend here to try to slow this down. They could still activate it, but now they can't Berserk it. That might have done nothing, but it may also have done something. And I'm going to try to do something against the deck that could kill me. A Hex Drinker, get in there. And I guess I'm passing the turn right now. I do feel this game sliding out of reach, unfortunately. Ooh, scale up. Well, I'm going to bolt in response. If they have the Invigorate, we're just dead. Force of Will. Okay, that'll do. GG. Yeah, they had 3 threats to go with my 2 lightning bolts. Generally, playing against Infect is just a calculation of how many threats can they put in front of you versus how many times can you answer them. Like Brazen Borrower, Dress Down knocks Infect off and makes them attack with normal damage. That's fun.
I don't think I want Stifle in this matchup. That is part of my blue cards for Force of Will. Endurance is a thick booty. The 3 Stifles for the 2 Brazen Borrower and Dress Down is a straight swap. The Aura blue deck and Blighted Agent is a scary card. Pyroblast is meaningful here. Force of Vigor can hit, I think, Moth Nexai. I'm going to shave a Natural Order for a Pyroblast. And I don't really need my green cards to be uncounterable in this matchup. Allosaurus Shepherd can come out for another Pyroblast. On all my flying blockers, Zenith still reasonable. Force of Negation is kind of tempting. Right now I'm balancing, do I want to just absolutely min-max and figure out how little I can sideboard and feel good about it, or do I just want to put up the walls and like board out my Natural Orders and Progenitus and just get every piece of interaction in? That would give me Pyroblast, Force of Negation, and Force of Vigor. Yeah, that actually looks really good. Okay, fine. Sorry, Natural Order. We're against, in fact. Gotta make some concessions. Oh no, this is so bad. This hand is excellent, and if this Prismatic Vista was just Wooded Foothills, I'd snap it off, but I don't want to fetch basic Mountain. But I think this hand is too good to let go. I'm gonna keep land go and hope they don't make me make a decision yet. Okay. Draw a land for my turn. Uh-oh. Don't stifle me. Oh no! Or they saw Stifle. I hope they're just fetching in response, but they are also sometimes a Stifle deck. Okay, good. Got away with it. Gonna get an island and hope this works. Oh, sweet. Merciful. Moto kind of lagged and I didn't see the land in here. Okay. Dress down, and you have too many lightning bolts in this matchup. I'm gonna float a bolt on top. Just see what happens. Okay. Passing. I'm gonna fetch before I draw. I'll get rid of the lightning bolt and the dress down. I'm at a point where I think I want to be doing stuff. You get Taiga, because that's the colors I don't have yet. Waddle's cool. I'm gonna ponder here and try to hit my land drop and play Coatl. Brainstorm in response, you can have that. And fetching in response. Okay. They got a lot going on over there. Oh, Savannah, gross. Are you a Teferi version of this? I think I want to shuffle this. I don't want to keep all this on the strength of Noble Hierarch. Shuffle, oh, Zenith. Zenith is definitely worse than Noble Hierarch, but I'm still going to use it. Days, you got me. Okay. Well, that sets Teferi back a turn. Listener Elf's in there. Another lightning bolt. I'm just going to bolt the elf first. I don't want to run bolt into Daze if Brainstorm doesn't hit. I could just Force of Will this Vines, or I could Brainstorm, see if I find a land for another. I think I want to force the Coatl. By want to, I mean I'm going to, even though I don't want to. Okay, found a land and a game plan to start executing. I can put away Pyroblast, and I don't really want this Zenith anymore. I'll put back Pyroblast Zenith to make my land drop. The opponent has 6 cards in their hand, which is a lot more than me. I need Uro to start doing stuff. Not shuffle their library. Oh, I stacked this incorrectly. I would have loved a Zenith here. Now I might lose the game. Shit. Yeah, that was really bad. I should have put Zenith on top. And they've only played 1 threat until now, and it's turn 5. I feel like their hand's full of gas. Would be a great time to have 2 pieces of red mana to go with my 3 red cards in my hand, but I don't. I'm not going to make the first move here. Okay, cool. Now, if they're going to save this thing, I took 1 poison. That's not a big deal. If they're going to save this, it's going to cost them a pump spell at a time when it's not dealing damage. I did not shuffle and then also did not play anything. Here's this Zenith. What's in my deck I can get? I grab a Hierarch and invest in the future. I don't think it's Hex Drinker. Yeah, I think I just want to get a Hierarch here. Yep. Okay. I wish I could have done that last turn, but I stacked my Brainstorm wrong. Sure. Towards the Plowshares. Whatever. Brainstorm. I don't think I want to Pyroblast this. Blighted Agent is in the deck somewhere. Hierarch and another Ink Moth. Okay. A land. This lets me Uro. Try to get something going here. Love another land, especially a red one. They just snapped off a plow. That's fine. Press down. I love there. That's not a bad card, though. 2 cards in their hand. There are combinations of 2 cards that beat me here. Just gotta hope they don't have them. And I'm gonna do the same thing again. I'm just gonna accept my 2 poison. I'm not gonna engage with damage-based removal in combat. End step Lightning Bolt with me at 3 poison. And it's gone. Here we go. I'm gonna main phase this. It doesn't have Death Touch, so it doesn't beat Noble Hierarch in combat anyway. And if I can hit a land drop off it, we're in business. Okay, another Inkmoth Nexus. Riot Arbor. Okay, I can trade with Inkmoth Nexus if they attack. Where's the Plowshares? You got me. They animate Inkmoth. I'm going to dress down at the beginning of combat. Oh, you're just scaling up. Okay. Does that get trample? No, it's just a 6/4. Okay. Beginning of combat, I'm going to dress down. It loses flying and infect. Oh shit, they can activate it and give those things back? Yeah, this doesn't even work. If they know how to do this. Oh wait, no, but the creature loses the ability to... Okay. The creature loses the ability to activate and gain those abilities. Right, fair enough. Works for me. So we burned a scale up. Endurance and Brazen Borrower are both flash creatures that can engage. I think it is time for the Pyroblast now. I've been very patient about this. And now they're down to 1 card in hand. Let's just beat them in combat here. Fucking with a 2/2. I'm going to fetch. I have to get a Grain Source, which means Tropical Island. That's the only one left that this land can get. And I think I want to Endurance myself. There's a lot of good cards in my graveyard. And no Uro to be seen. Just all these Lightning Bolts, get them back in. I'm going to block. If they have a pump spell, they can win the combat. Okay, so they win the combat, but they're empty, and I can still answer their Ink Moth. Oh, hell yeah. Let's go. Bouncing Noble Hierarch doesn't matter. I can play around Daze by just casting Brazen Borrower on the front. Like, I have the mana to bounce Noble Hierarch and then play Brazen Borrower, but if they drew Daze, I don't get to block. If they Vines of Vast with their Noble Hierarch, that fizzles the adventure. Now I just have to find a way to win. Here's Uro. Let's go. Let's do it. Glad I just Enduranced myself. Uro, found Ponder, found a bunch of lands, which I actually am fine with a fetch land here. That gets me Uro next turn. There's a second fetch land on top of my deck. I draw that, I fetch, play Uro, and we're cooking. All right, control deck. I don't think I saw anything that would change how I plan this matchup. Woods of Plowshares, whatever. I'm going in, same deck. Well, this is an Island Ponder hand. I'm going to keep it. I don't really like it on the draw, but let's go. As long as my opponent doesn't turn to me, this hand is fine. Opponent's on 5. Let's see what they came up with. Okay, cool. There's like 2 versions of 5. There's the stable 5 and the fast 5. One of the best action movies ever made, by the way, Fast 5. But they could have just like nut draw, kept a 5 that's Glistener Elf, Invigorate Berserk. But it looks like they went with Hierarch instead. I'm actually just in trouble to a Swords to Plowshares here, so I hope they don't have that. Whoa! A Johnny Sleeper Agent. I'm going to have to read this one. They paid the completed cost. Reveal the top card of your library. If it's a creature or planeswalker, put it in your hand. Otherwise, put it on the bottom. You may put it on the bottom. -3, distribute 3/+1 counters among up to 3 target creatures. They gain Vig until end of turn. And -6 is an emblem with whenever you cast a creature or planeswalker spell, target opponent gets 2 poison counters. Okay, and because they completed this thing, it comes into play with 2 loyalty instead of 4. Well, it resolves. And they are plussing, revealing Snow-Covered Forest. That's not a creature or a planeswalker. And it does not seem to indicate that they put it on the bottom of their library, which normally means that they didn't. Okay, I gotta cast Ponder to get something going here. Oh no, not like this. Like, the Hierarch is tempting, but it's also not the land I wanted, but I don't have a backup land here. Do I take the Hierarch, or do I shuffle and possibly miss? This is dangerous. I'm going to take the shuffle, because I don't want those Zeniths after the Hierarch either. But Hierarch lets me ponder twice next turn. All right, I'm taking it. Noble Hierarch, get in. One lander. Let's play. Yeah, I could lose here. Vigorate. Yeah, that's 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. They're only 1 damage away from killing me. 8. Oh my god, Brainstorm. They're taking the big swing. Please don't have another Invigorate. All right, this thing has Vigilance too. All right, I'm still alive. No problem. That was a big turn. Drawing Zenith. I believe I want to start with I think it's a 4/4 now. So Lightning Bolt doesn't kill it. I actually basically can't beat this card anymore, except with a Death Touch Coatl. Yeah, that was really good. I'm going to ponder. Here's the land. Not going to shuffle. Play my island. And I guess I pass the turn here. Or do I have to... And I just lose the days, so I think I have to leave mana up. Alrighty, this is going to be tough. I don't know how I'm going to beat a 4/4. Endurance plus Lightning Bolt. Right, here comes Coatl on the block. We're in there with that. We block you. And now I'm in trouble again. I can Zenith for another Coatl and at least tread water. Ponder. I'm blasting the Ponder. I don't know how much time I'm going to get in this game, and I'm going to cast my spells while I can. They must have bottomed the Snow Forest, and the chat log just didn't communicate that clearly to me. Okay. I think I need to brainstorm here. Yikes. That didn't do what I wanted. I'm going to put back one of the Zeniths. I need the other one to be alive. And I think Pyroblast is the other card that has to go here. I keep all my blue cards. I have to Force of Will a Daze if they have one right now. Feels bad. Here's Icefang Coatl. Okay, hit the land drop. Now we're cooking. And I'm gonna ponder right now, getting another snow island. There's the other Coatl and this is the last Coatl and access to a snow land. We're making it happen here. One step at a time. There is both a forest and a mountain in my deck that I could fetch with the Wooded Foothills. I will, of course, use my entire hand to survive this turn if necessary. Double forest, pitching everything. Block. And we survived again. Uh-oh, they're fetching. Don't have another threat. Okay, just playing around Stifle, I guess. Do I go for the Uro and try to look weak here? I think I do. I'm going to fetch for the forest. Deploy Uro. I hit the land, but I can't actually play Uro right now. Okay, here it comes. Moment of truth. Coatl. Blue, green. I'm going to leave up Noble Hierarch in case I need to brainstorm, because Taiga doesn't do that. Veil of Summer. Oh no. I hate that. They might just be trying to draw a card, but I can't risk it. I lose to Berserk anyway. Alright. Force of Negation, pitching Force of Will. I guess I should have kept the Force of Will in case I drew a blue card off the Coatl, so never punished. Okay. We dealt with the 4/4 creature. The unbeatable 4/4 creature. Uro is hanging out in the graveyard. Icefang Coatl already worth its money here. I'm gonna brainstorm. I don't want this Zenith, and Hexdrinker is actually kind of fine, but it's not blue, which is what I really need right now. I fetch Volcanic Island in the upkeep. Found a brainstorm. Got my blue card. Green, blue, blue, green. There's no Loam in this deck or anything doing anything from the graveyard Endurance looping my good cards is the only thing that I would consider. So I'm just exiling all the cards I don't want. Okay, now I have Force Blue card and Minsc and Boo chilling. And I'm on the attack. Let's go. I think we turned the corner. I am at 9 poison, so there's no room for error here. Uro is lethal next turn, though. And you do want to fight Blighted Agent on the stack. They have to counter back on the stack, but they have Vines of Vastwood and Hexproof protection spells once it's in play. And we did it. Uro attacked for 8. Minsc and Boo was going to fling it for the other 8. And that was a tight one, but navigated. Took all 3 Ice Fang Coatls. Let's go.
This video is sponsored by Moxfield.com, the easiest way to build Magic decks online. Moxfield supports over 30 formats, including Legacy and every other format you'll see on this channel. They have multiple customizations so you can view your deck how you want. Text view, stacks, grid, custom grouping by type, subtype, color, light mode, dark mode. However you want to see your deck, they can provide it for you. My favorite feature is you can choose your set printing, make the deck look exactly how you want it to. The deck screen features expandable sections that show you what tokens your deck makes, your recent change history to the deck, stats about mana curve and opening hand distribution, mana cost distribution. You can deal out sample hands and even play test the deck. Island Ponder. You know I'm keeping this one. This site has everything. Follow me on Moxfield.com to keep up with decks I'm playing for the channel and what I'm up to in paper. I'll see you there.
I'm on the play for round 2 with a much more exciting hand than we've seen at all in round 1. I'm snapping it off. I'm going to go with the Noble Hierarch rather than try to hold up Stifle on their first fetch land. We'll deal with that later. This is where their oops all spells and Stifle would have won the game, but I lose because I played Noble Hierarch. My opponent mulled to 5. I actually am going to pivot onto the Stifle strat now that they've done that. If there's some busted combo deck or a deck like the Initiative, I'm going to wish I had Stifle. And even if they're not one of those things, just squeezing an opponent on 5, I'm not too good for that. Cephalid Coliseum. This feels like Dredge. A deck that would mull to 5 and then also lead on Cephalid Coliseum. Yeah, for sure. It's weird because their username is Madveek. And when I read it, when the match started, my brain said Madvine, which is a graveyard deck, kind of like Dredge. I wonder if that's intentional or if this is just a bunch of coincidences lining up. I don't know. Oh, Otherworldly Gaze did nothing. They just kept all their cards right on top. Interesting. Here's a Careful Study. Yeah, I might just be dead here. Stifle is not going to help me if this is just like land breakthrough. Keeping all your cards on top of your deck with Otherworldly Gaze, then untapping and jamming Careful Study means that you had bad cards in your hand and great cards on top of the deck. I'm going to stifle the discard trigger on Grief, which still is not going to be good enough if their hand is land breakthrough. Okay. Send in the turn. And I can just slam Natural Order here and hope that Progenitus beats them, which it may or may not, but I'm doing it. Oh, I could also Natural Order for Endurance. That's funny. Would I rather kill them in 2 hits or just take their game out from under them completely? If the Endurance thing doesn't work, I'm just a piece of trash. 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. The bolts don't change the clock. But if they tap... Alright, I'm going for Progenitus. That's what we signed up for. It's what I'm going to deliver. If they tap this Cephalid Coliseum twice, Progenitus actually is a 1-turn clock with the double bolt. And Lightning Bolt being an instant means that if they spend mana this turn and spend mana next turn, I can respond to whatever they do next turn while they're at 1 life or at 6 life. That I know is secretly less than that. Their Dredge was not very good. They found a Cabal Therapy. That's actually, if they find a second therapy, a second creature, I'm in trouble. I don't think they would blind name Lightning Bolt with a therapy, though. If they even use their therapy this turn, which they did not. Okay. Opponent's at 17, which is about to be 7, which is functionally 1, which is If they tap the Cephalid Coliseum, they lose. Okay, Progenitus got a win. All right, Dredge. It's been a while. I got some surgicals for this one. I want Force of Negation. Beating Dredge as a blue deck, one of the secrets is to just literally force anything. Anything that you can. The first spell that you could point Force of Will at, you just do it. I think I want my Pyroblasts. They showed me Otherworldly Gaze and Careful Study. I have to assume Breakthroughs in the deck. We didn't see Lion's Eye Diamond, I don't think. I should have looked closer at the graveyard, but I saw Hogak and a bunch of normal-looking cards, no LEDs, to my knowledge. X-Drinker not important here. Lightning Bolt weirdly relevant because it can kill your own creatures, which might matter. I actually don't like Stifle, at least not compared to the cards I'm bringing in for it. Minsc and Boo, the legend rule comes up here because you get to make a Boo every turn, even if you already have one. You just usually don't want to because there's no reason. But if you make the Boo legend rule, keep the one that you already had, the bigger one, then you get to clear bridges every upkeep. I like that. I don't think I need Allosaurus Shepherd in the matchup. Waddle's kind of slow, but it is blue for my forces and green for my endurances. Yeah, I like that. Zenith is more important than Natural Order. I'm going to shave what Natural Order. And I'm gonna do it like this. I had a Scavenging Ooze in one build of this deck, but I figured Endurance was already doing that work, and we didn't need to go that hard. Maybe we should have gone that hard. This hand is not great. With 5 forces, 2 endurances, and 2 surgicals in the deck, you don't need to keep a 7 that doesn't interact. I'm gonna send it. Okay. I'm gonna keep this in bottom 1 of the Pyros. I want to keep 7 this time. There's that Cephalid Coliseum again. Okay, Otherworldly Gaze before Pyroblast is online. Good call. Playing around Force of Negation and Pyroblast by casting it exactly right now. Icarid and Grave Troll into the graveyard. Noble Hierarch, you're gonna have to wait. I'm just gonna land go, represent Pyroblast and Force of Negation. I'm not about to get broken through, even if they have Groove to protect it. Dredge hit a Narcomoeba, and Breakthrough, Careful Study are in the graveyard. Confirmed all those cards exist. They just make a land drop. They can activate Cephalid Coliseum, but they've seen Stifle. Oh, maybe I should have kept Stifle in if they're a Coliseum build, which I did know. That was the only thing they played last game. Oof. All right. Well, they did it. They dodged the Stifle. That was a pretty bad Dredge. Force of Will's in their build. Blue heavy take on this. There's a Grief being evoked from hand. Yeah, there is a Therapy in the graveyard, so they get to look at my hand, take what they don't like out of it, and then they can Therapy more if they want to. If it were me, I would start with the Ponder, I think. Yep. There it goes. There's no bridges anywhere here. The one saving grace. And I could have Pyroblasted the Narcomoeba in response to Grief, which at least locks out the Therapy. Okay, they didn't care. I'm glad I didn't either. Okay. I think it's time for basic Forest Noble Hierarch. And there's 2 therapies in here with 2 Icarids and plenty of black creatures to exile. So Pyroblasting Narcomoeba doesn't actually do anything important. And this Dredge hit a bridge. Okay. They're going into Zombie Town, and they have Cephalid Coliseum still active. Did not draw Endurance this turn. Yeah, I bet too hard on Pyroblast and Force of Negation, and then they won the game without casting a counterable spell. I'm just going to let all this resolve and hope that I'm somehow still in the game next turn. Okay, they took my Uro. That makes sense because Uro nukes bridges next turn. That also takes me off Force of Negation. They get to Cephalid Coliseum, most of the rest of their deck here. Narcomoeba, another bridge, another Therapy, Hogak. Oh yeah, we're done here. I'm just going to take a look at their deck and then probably concede. We've got Gak, Force of Will, Faithless Looting. Yeah, Force of Will is the thing I would consider concerning that we didn't know about after game 1. 3 bridges in the graveyard at this point. And they're using Hogak to machine gun wall therapies and build out zombies. Yeah, this beats even Progenitus. Even if I rip Natural Order, it's not even close to enough. I guess I'll take my Ponder at least. Pretend I have an out. And it's certainly not Scalding Tarn. Alright, that one I was effectively sidestepped on the axis of interaction that I tried to produce. Maybe Lightning Bolt is worse than Stifle. They have Grief and Cephalid Coliseum, both of which are worth stifling. Yeah, I like this being rounded out a little better. Back in I go. No lands, one piece of questionable interaction. I'm gonna mulligan this. No interaction at all. Opponent's also on 6. I'm actually gonna keep this on the strength of Brainstorm. My opponent has shown to be kind of a medium speed dredge deck. We haven't seen a Lion's Eye Diamond, and we saw basically their whole deck. So I'm willing to be a little bit slow on the strength of Brainstorm. They're doing the upkeep Otherworldly Gaze again. Seems to be a good time to do that. They put 3 cards in the graveyard. This Green Sun Zenith can shuffle my Brainstorm if I want it to do that. Or I can get Endurance next turn. I'm going to Brainstorm now. Yuck. This was not good. If I put back the Dryad Arbor that I for sure don't want, and basic Island, I can represent Pyroblast and Stifle, and I'm just going to pass the turn. I'm going to give them a chance. They've shown that they're willing to play around all sorts of stuff, so I'm going to let them do that. They dredged. They obviously hit the threshold that was always going to happen, and not interested in playing around Stifle. Got it. Okay, Bridge from Below off the first dredge. Oh, that was actually a really bad dredge. No Narcomoebas, nothing came into play. They've already used their land drop. Okay. Now I've seen Force of Will. Do I want to Zenith or Endurance and just go for the big swing? And that's what I played for. Guess that's what I'm doing. Oh, it just resolved. Get in there, Endurance. Put that graveyard away. Okay. Back to stability. They still have 6 cards in hand. That's more like Wrath of God than it is like winning the game. Dredge decks are built assuming their graveyard's going to get hit at least once in post-board games. So thinking of that as like a Wrath of God versus a creature deck rather than just like GG is more helpful. Therapy, target yourself. Okay, that hand is pretty bad. Another Coliseum. They are going to be back in the Coliseum next turn if I can't mess up the graveyard now. I'm going to start with Uro. And I'm going to play Basic Forest. Blue, green. Does this make sense? I'm leaving up the most colors. Yeah, that's fine. Come on, Uro. Help me out here. Put a land in off of Uro. And I get to Brainstorm. Come on. Graveyard hate. Uh-oh. Running out of options here. I'm going to Ponder. And I'm going to Shuffle. And hit a Ponder that I can't cast at the end. Okay, my opponent's going to get to activate a Cephalid Coliseum this turn. They hit a Bridge from Below and 2 more Grave Trolls. My god, okay. A lot of that. There's a Narcomoeba with a Cabal Therapy. 2 Narcomoebas. That looked like 3 bridges. 1, 2, 3. 2 therapies, 2 Narcomoebas, 3 bridges. Yeah, that was really good. I'm in trouble. Yep, here's a shitload of zombies. They named Natural Order with the first therapy. Uro does clear all these bridges if they don't take Uro with the other therapy. And Ponder gets to dig for answers to stuff. I mean, I can beat 6 2/2s with my deck. I just need to collapse their engine before it gets any bigger. Both of the cards in my hand are good, and they're out of discard spells. And they did take the Uro. That's a good call. Because Bridge is the card I'm scared of. Obviously, I drew that card. Time to ponder and try to get out of this. We did it. We did it. Oh, but you fucker. The Progenitus is in my hand right now, obviously. But I'm still going to snap off this natural order, clear the bridges. Force, Hierarch, natural order. What a tilt. Okay. Natural order, sacking the Noble Hierarch. This clears the bridges. I'm probably about to natural order for Endurance. Yeah, I think that's right. Embarrassing, shameful, painful. But I drew Progenitus. What do you want from me? Okay, I get to escape Uro next turn, and then I just got to beat 6 2/2s. 3 of their 4 bridges are out of the deck. Faithless Looting was a good start. That was their draw for the turn. We knew all their cards. There's a Narcomoeba and 2 Dredgers in their hand, I believe. I guess the Faithless Looting just changed that. It was Narcomoeba, 2 Dredgers in their hand, and then they looted the 2 Dredgers away. Okay. Uro. Come play. Green, green, blue, blue. Oh, had the Force of Will. Pitching Narcomoeba, sure. Okay. And Endurance trades for 1 zombie if I attack, because they double block with 2 2/2s, and I basically trade a 3/4 for a 2/2. That's not a good trade. Icarid hit the graveyard, and casting a Narcomoeba, sure. Pyroblast. That can kill Narcomoeba and put a card in the graveyard. I think I'm going to attack with an Endurance here. Their life total is pretty low that they have to respect it, and if Endurance ends up in the graveyard, I get Uro this turn. It's probably pretty obvious what I'm doing, and maybe they should just take 3 and try to race. But all your mana sources being painful. Every mana source you've seen in the deck is a Mana Confluence, City of Brass, or definitely Colosseum. Are they ready to bet that they can win this game without casting a spell? Yep. Smart. Okay. I'm gonna pass and just hope they don't dredge their last bridge right now. Or I know their hand is a dredger. I'm gonna just Pyroblast the Narcomoeba now before the bridge could be in their graveyard. I guess I'm taking 12. Oh, rough beats. Maybe I just did that math totally wrong. But now they're at 5, and they have to block at least one of the Endurances. So they have to leave back blockers. They can't just throw everything at me. Shit, they found Hogak. Drawing the Progenitus on the turn that I drew Progenitus is the worst. I think this Hogak just clowns me now. Okay, there's Hogak. Any fetch land, any cantrip, even Pyroblast, get Uro into play next turn. I do have bodies on the board and 23 life to their 5. I'm going to kill a zombie if they make these attacks, because Icarid dies anyway. There's 2 Icarids in the graveyard, only 1 black card to exile. There's 2 lightning bolts in my deck. Block a zombie, I take 7. Alright, deck, I need a relevant spell here, buddy. They're targeting themselves with Cabal Therapy. Get these grave trolls back into the graveyard. Oh, they put the imp there, so they're going in on the Icarid next turn. Alright, deck. Something that escapes Uro, please. Uro, please. No, you asshole. There's like 1 card in the deck. Not literally 1, but 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Literally just a non-fetch land was how I brick here. Okay. I hope they haven't done the math where I'm dead. This is 10, 13, 14, 15, 16. If I just assume I'm at 8, I think I'm dead here. This Hogak tramples. If I block the 2 Icarids, I take 18. Yeah, I'm dead. Well played, opponent. And also, fuck you, my deck. No help there. I guess if I attacked with both Endurances, maybe they just chump with a zombie, go to 2, and bet. They don't have to block with Hogak, but Endurance in the graveyard would have fueled the Uro. And they must be planning on the Icarid, because they could have discarded Grave Troll last turn and put the black card there instead of the one that dredges more. Oh, I have Dryad Arbor in my deck. That might save me. Okay. Last ditch chance to not take 16 here. Dryad Arbor, get in. And what blocks do I have? Icarid doesn't trample. I block like this, I'm taking 16. If I absorb 4 of this, that's 4, 7, 15. If I have to block Icarid to be alive, this is 14. I'm at 1 with this block. And they're not dead on the backswing, but I'm not dead now. This is the only block that I have. Okay, I'm at 1. I hope I've counted this correctly. Yep, I'm at 1. I can escape Uro. I have 2 looks at Lightning Bolt here. On Lightning Bolt. Chromatic Vista, that is not currently usable. Green, green, blue, blue. All right, deck Lightning Bolt off the Uro. Lightning Bolt off the Uro. Force of Will off the Uro. And now I'm dead. Yep, can't beat this Hogak. Okay, GG. That was a really good game. My deck betrayed me multiple times, drawing the Progenitus the turn I did, and then just drawing basic land last turn instead of anything, literally anything that could go into my graveyard. But my opponent also played extremely well, didn't fall for my tricks with the endurance attack. Great game. GG's, Madvik. Good shit.
You come here to level up at Magic. To level up as a software engineer, check out the new YouTube series Dev Better, hosted by the founder of 7 Factor Software and Magic player Jeremy Duvall. 7 Factor's small teams of high-performing engineers build custom mobile apps, APIs, and highly scalable systems for Fortune 500 companies and ambitious startups with great ideas. If you'd like to hire 7 Factor, or maybe join their team, contact them through their website at 7factor.io. And don't forget to subscribe to 7 Factor's YouTube for every episode of Dev Better.
I'm on the play for round number 3. And Island Ponder. Let's go. This hand's pretty awkward, but if I find an untap or a green source without summoning sickness, I'm in business. Ponder, get after it. Uh-oh. Gonna shuffle this one. And found another natural order. That's exactly what I was looking for. A swamp. Okay. A lotus petal. Okay. In what way am I dead? Passing the turn after swamp lotus petal. Weird. Okay. I think I really want to get this green mana online that turns on Uro and Quaddle next turn. Do I think I'm going to want Lightning Bolt in this matchup at all? Okay, I'm going to play Dryad Arbor and just hope I'm alive on my next turn. Nope. We're not alive on the next turn. Yeah, I'm good. I don't need to see more of this. Yeah, this Grizzlebrand's going to win. I don't play Caracas. I don't play Swords to Plowshares, even if they don't somehow put 2 more monsters into play this turn. It just doesn't matter. Surgical Extraction, Force of Negation. I think those are the cards I want. Brazen Borrowers in the maybe pile. Once again, Allosaurus Shepherd, not necessary. This is not a Hex Drinker matchup. Not a Lightning Bolt matchup either. And if they get greedy with some Grizzlebrand activations, I can poke them, but I don't think that's really going to be a thing. Up my blue count, up my interaction, and off we go. Dress Down is the last maybe. Dress Down's probably better than Lightning Bolt. It's both blue and can blank a Archon trigger or something. I don't know. If I have to dress down one of their creatures, I've probably already lost. Do I want Maddening Hex? If I slow the game down, this is the type of card that makes it so they can't really win. Yeah, I think Hex is better than Dress Down. Just for the type of game that I can win. I like Dress Down in white decks where I can dress down and then plow Grizzlebrand without too much damage, but I just can't actually remove that thing. It would be Brazen Borrower, which is a 4 mana play. Yeah, I'm just going to keep a hand like this one instead. I have Force Blue card, double Surgical, and a plan to eventually win the game. Land go. Lotus Petal. Another Tropical Island and pass the turn. We continued with the Nothing Go. They're going to try to get me all at once, probably. Ooh, Quaddle's a great draw. Now I can add to the board even if I pull up counter spells. I can also hardcast Force now if I want to do that. Okay, I'm on the board. Quaddle, get after it. There's the land for Minsc and Boo if I want to just shove. Probably do. I have 3 pieces of free interaction. And they're farting around. Yeah, I'm coming for your life here. Minsc and Boo. Hamster time. 3 counters, let's rip. Back with all my creatures. They pretty much have to have pivoted onto show and tell to win this game, which they might have done. If they have discard spell plus show and tell, they can win the game here. They don't play Cabal Therapy, which they would need to clear the multiple surgicals to take a graveyard line. And I don't have anything to put in off of a show and tell, so they're on that pivot. They got me. Okay, here's a Grief pitching Dark Ritual. Can't counter this. We will either see Force of Negation hit the graveyard and me lose, or a concession here. I think those are the two modes of this game. All right, Force of Negation's in the graveyard. Unmask targeting me. Okay. Maybe they do have triple discard spell. That would be cool. Lost another Dark Ritual to do that. They're reanimating the Grief. Okay, I mean, this clears the surgical either way. I might as well hit the Grief. And if they have Entomb Reanimators, their last two cards in hand. Oh, it's Faithless Looting and Wear Tear. Sure. Okay. So they have a YOLO Faithless Looting here that could still deliver. It would have to hit the land and the reanimation spell, though, or the monster and the reanimate spell. Oh, that's weird. They don't want to cast it. What are you waiting for? A lot of gas. I'm about to untap. Cool. Burrow's interesting. I think I'd rather draw 4 cards this turn than attack for 7. They can't reanimate either way. And this one loads me up to fight the next one, and they're still dead on board. Brainstorm here. Force of Will's in my hand now. Back this land and the natural order. Yeah, they're dead on board. I'm just going to pass. Faithless Looting. Is this something I want to fight over? Yeah, probably. Force pitching Coatl. Okay, cool. Yeah, they had a window there to go with the Faithless Looting when they knew the coast was clear. It's weird that they didn't. Unless they know something I don't. I forgot to check their deck for show and tells when I surgicaled them. I'm just playing fast and loose here. That would have been a really nice thing to know. I saw white mana though, but not blue mana, except for the Lotus Petals, which always count. Okay, same deck. Yeah, slow down, pay attention. I was busy looking at their hand because I thought for sure they had navigated it and just tunnel visioned on surviving the turn and didn't think about game 3. This hand is not good. I'm going to mulligan. I got way too much interaction to mess around with hands that don't have any. This hand also not good. Opponent's happy with their 6. I hate that, but I'm going to go to 5. Okay. Keep this one. It at least does something. I'm going to send Stifle and I think Uro out of here. Stifle has a chance to help me out and survive this game. Oh god. I got Chancellored. What year is it? And I got Thoughtsseized. Cool. Alright, so we're dead. Yeah, Surgical is the perfect tool to beat a Chancellor, but not if they take it. I play my Trop, and if they have Entomb Reanimate right now, I am deceased. Faithless Looting, yep. Guarding 2 Chancellors. I mean, that's kind of a relief. That's better than Grizzlebrand being in the graveyard. Another Stifle. Okay. They know about the first one, and they ran this fetch land out. May or may not matter. Stifle does beat Animate Dead. Does not beat anything else. I think I gotta take this. It might not do anything, or it might win the game. I don't know. Yeah, they might just LOL land Exhume here. Or they might pass the turn without making a play. Dark Ritual, you got it. Reanimate. Okay. I couldn't stop that anyway. Oh god, there's more. Please don't also have a second reanimate. Archon. Alright. And 1 card left in their hand. And they left a mana unspent. I'm going to brainstorm and pay the tax, try to find my way through this. Noble Hierarchs and Endurance. Hierarch can pull me ahead of the tax, but I don't think that matters. I think I just need to hit land drops here. And I race with an Endurance. I go to 15, then I play Noble Hierarch. Then I go to 10, then I play Endurance, then I go to 5, then I attack for 4. No, I cannot race. Hierarch and other Hierarch are out of here. I could get rid of the Forest, but I need that to play Endurance. Alright, it's just the Hierarchs getting out. The Chancellor just existing, causing problems. This Hierarch gave me Natural Order as an out. Maybe I'm supposed to bottom Stifle, keep one of the Hierarchs. Ice Fang Coatl can gum up the works for this Chancellor, and Endurance can clear their graveyard and effectively gain me 5 life. Oh, come the fuck on! Alright, or we're just dead. Alright. They clearly didn't have that last turn or they would have cast it, and there it was. Alright, I'm not getting through that one. I was barely figuring out how to navigate the Chancellor. Okay, GG.
We're a few rounds into the video. Thanks for sticking with me. Friendly reminder that if you're still here and having fun, smash that subscribe button. And if you want to play what I'm playing, you can use my affiliate link for TCG Player to support the channel while you shop for cards, and you can try any deck anytime with a cardhoarder.com loan account for Magic Online. All these links are in the video description below. Now back to the league.
I'm on the draw for the 4th round. Can't cast this Hierarch, but I do have Brainstorm and a land and some interaction. I'm in. It's always tough, and I knew this when I was building the deck, to balance what Ice Fang Coatl wants you to do with a mana base to get Death Touch versus casting your spells in a 3-color deck. The Coatl did pay off in round 1, but we haven't really... I don't know, it was my outlast round 2. Just determining if Coatl is worth the... how bad your mana base has to be to support it is the question. Okay, I'm going to stack the Brainstorm into my hand. I did find the land I wanted, but I can put Brainstorm in my hand to have extra blue cards for force. And then I just draw the island next turn, unless my opponent predicts me or some stupid thing. Oh no, it's the mirror. And when I say I found the land I want, I mean kinda, as in I get to hit a land drop, but it is not the Noble Hierarch development I was hoping for. I'm just going to pass here. There's another card that I need to draw through, and then I can Brainstorm and try to find the green source. Well, there's Uro. And Uro's gone. This is Hot Bant, or some variation thereof. I'm going to be pretty excited that I have the Natural Order. Cool. That's access to green. I think I want to hold on to the Lightning Bolt in case they Minsc and Boo this turn. Stifle actually seems pretty bad here. And if I can clip this land, maybe it's something. Okay, the redundant Uro and maybe the extra force can go. If this is a fair matchup, I don't really want to be focusing on Force of Will as a plan. Okay, or Tropical Island, Noble Hierarch. Let's get after it. Didn't fetch in the end step. That's good. I didn't have to make any hard decisions about stifling. EI, you got it. Yeah, this is looking like Hot Bant. Natural Order is our advantage here. I'm gonna stifle that Wasteland for sure. Not ready for that shit. Lightning Bolt. Okay, not Hot Bant. Some other rug deck. This is the Maxtortion Broken Cards deck from 6 months ago. Or it could be the actual mirror. It was a joke when I said it, but it could happen. There's my Minsc and Boo. That's good stuff. Oh, fuck you, deck. Come on, man. Right, I think I'm going to use Force of Will, fight Minsc and Boo, get rid of Lightning Bolt, and the second force. Natural Order can sack the Coatl, so there's something there. And then Uro is my force fuel if I do this, because I have to cast Ponder now. Alright. Ponder. I'm going to leave up green in case I find a Hierarch. Shuffle this. I'm not going to pitch Endurance to try to deal with their Uro. I don't think that's how this game's going to go. They can cast Uro here if they want to. I think I let that resolve and then fight over Natural Order on my turn. Or they're just passing. I like that. Not interested in jamming Uro. That works for me. Gotta get Forest here. I get to play Coatl. I'll land off of that. And Force of Will back up. Okay. I'm just gonna slam Natural Order. Coming for you. They have 5 mana up. They could hard cast a Force here. Kinda hope they don't. Force pitching Uro. I'm gonna force pitching Force. I don't have more blue cards anyway. Gonna get rid of this. So force pitching Dress Down. Leaving up all their mana still. Hate that. Right now it's gonna be Uro versus Minsc and Boo, and they're gonna be ahead on the interactions. Tough beats. And I don't have a Pyroblast in the main deck or anything that can actually effectively remove an Uro. I try to tangle with my own. I do have Stifle in my deck. I could end up with Uro and play this turn. Okay, I'm gonna start with Uro. Because Minsc Boo is behind the gun here. Not helpful anyway. Oh no, do you main deck of Pyroblast? You're just going to hit me right now? On. Tough crowd today. Everyone's a critic. There is a Coatl, which I still have a land drop, but I lose Minsc Boo in order to maybe trade with Uro. That is what we're talking about here. But I already said Minsc Boo is not helping me anyway. Okay. And I lose this line to Lightning Bolt and Pyroblast and Force of Will, Island, and this has to be a green source. Do I want Taiga? Probably not. It's not that much red in my deck. Drop. I'm responding to the trigger because this is one less counterspell they could have. At least make them answer it 1-for-1 with removal. Which they did, no problem. There's Endurance. My Uro trades with theirs. I can clear out the ground. Brainstorm, okay. I mean, we're miles behind, make no mistake. I do not feel good about this game. Wasteland can take out my red. Alright, wasn't using it anyway, sucker. Hierarch, okay. Green, blue, blue, green. Uro's on the stack. Can I have this? Absolutely not. Okay. I think I'm going to play my Hierarch. I'm going to need mana advantage to play this game. My opponent is currently Hellbent. They can attack me to 3. They get 2 draw steps to find a Lightning Bolt to kill me. And then my Uro comes into play. And maybe we slowly grind back in this 27-3. Begin the slow climb. The Ponder. I'm not going to do that first. Uro's on the stack. Uro's in play. Uro's triggering. Brainstorm, solid card. I cast this Ponder. Force of Will, Boseiju, Minsc Boo. I think I want the Minsc Boo in my hand. I can pitch cast Endurance. If I trade with their Uro in combat, bomb their graveyard, and then untap and protect my own Endurance with Force of Will, that's a plan. Block. I'm required to do this. And still in combat, I'm going to evoke this Endurance and target my opponent. Okay, your Uro's gone. Mine remains currently. Oh no, Phyrexian Dreadnought, you're doing this too. Okay, so they could have stifled my Uro and just decided that was not the play. Fair enough. Oh no. Their hand was double stifle, double Dreadnought. Okay. I thought I was doing well for a second there, but turns out I was not. Green, blue, blue, green. Here comes this Uro. Man, I miss white removal. That does kill a Dreadnought. And I can block with Uro. Go to 6, kill the other one. Don't really have a plan after that. But here we go. Wasteland, stop. Okay, I'll Boseiju now. I see everything they've got. I'm going to take 6 down to 3 here. Uro once again goes to the graveyard, and then we'll try to escape. That's my only Boseiju. If I gain 3, go to 6, I need a Coatl on top of the Uro. I should brainstorm now. I'm running out of time to be cute about this. I need land and Coatl. Or Progenitus. Okay. Put back Progenitus and Lightning Bolt. I draw for turn. I attack for 1. And then I natural order. And I can block going to 1. And then play Uro. Double block. And I'm stable. This has been a crazy game. Block. And they're just a Pyroblast, Lightning Bolt, or Daze away from winning. But if they don't have exactly one of those cards, Uro, please resolve, please resolve, please resolve. We're in there. We're in there. Blue card? Oh, okay. Not a blue card. Does give me red, turn on these lightning bolts, and I'm in just a holding pattern now. I'm not dead to lightning bolt anymore. Pyroblast puts me behind, but I'm not dead to it. No attack. We're stable, team. Okay. Get to draw. Ooh, Zenith. What does this do? Zenith can get Endurance, Hex Drinker. Hex Drinker is not bad. I think I want to attack with Uro, because gaining the life, drawing the card, Lightning Bolt can finish off Dreadnought now, which it couldn't do last time it attacked. Other Zenith. Okay. They probably... I was going to say they don't even block, but apparently they do. All right, fair enough. And now I got to figure out what this Zenith is doing. Probably want Hex Drinker. Or I could just get another Coatl, which is also a redraw. Yeah, that's the one. A Coatl's a redraw. Could up my blue count. It's also a Death Touch creature, making Dreadnought a worse attack. Okay, I'm going to put Coatl into play. And then in response to a trigger, I'm going to fetch. I don't want to accidentally draw my red source. There's only 3 in the deck and one's already in the graveyard. Endurance, huh? Okay. That clearing out the Uro is kind of a beating. But I can Zenith for Uro next turn. And that put a red source back in my deck. I'm going to get the Snow Mountain and just put my shields up. Make sure Wasteland can take me off the plan. All right. Redrew Uro. Okay, now I have Force Blue card. I can Zenith for the other Uro if I need to force. I can clear this Dreadnought in 2 different ways. I can either double block and let it Death Touch out, or I can block Bolt. Tax. Good news. Oh, Boseiju. Thanks for endurancing that back into my deck. Okay, here's the plan. I'm going to just Boseiju. Or do I even care? Am I worried about this Dreadnought? This one's covered. Maybe I say Boseiju for the next one. Now I'm worried about my clock if I can't figure this out quick enough. I want Uro in the mix, but if I leave up... I'm going to Uro leaving up green. Okay. Yeah, that's... Or leaving up red. That's the plan. Do I want Uro or do I want Coatl? I think I want Uro. Yeah, gaining life, getting out of double bolt range is nice. Found Taiga. Now I'm holding up green. I can Boseiju now. Yeah, I'm doing it. Hitting that green source was huge. Boseiju on the second time around, doing its thing. Now, am I ready to start attacking? I think so. Gotta win this game somehow. I have a Death Touch creature between me and this Endurance. I'm also just winning the race. I'm crunching for 10s, you're crunching for 3s. I can force a Lightning Bolt if I need to. We're taking the trade here 100% of the time. And now we've got Progenitus rocking it on a stable board. Progenitus, get in there. Which are my opponent to 9. I have another Coatl. And still Force Blue card and double bolt. Oh yeah. Remember when they had 2 Phyrexian Dreadnoughts against my tiny life total at one point in this game? That's the same game. That's the one we're still playing right now. The one we're winning right now. That one up Boseiju coming up strong. Uro, this does gain life, which I don't really want. But they can escape it right away, so I have the bolts to make up Uro's life triggers. This doesn't matter, actually. Fetching in response. Are they going to get Mystic Sanctuary? Nope, they're just out of fetchables. That means they're out of lands and they can't play this Uro anyway. Brainstorm, go for it. And they're simply passing the turn. I don't even need to show them the lightning bolts. I'll show them a lethal Ice Fang Coatl. Opponent's at 11. Coatl, hiss. The deadliest ambush viper. That was a great game. Now I get to bring in Meltdown and Maddening Hex. It's a pretty good deal. Brazen Borrower, good against this deck as well. I don't think I really want to be dressing them down. Pyroblast seems pretty reasonable. Force of Will is out. They've seen Natural Order now. Allosaur Shepherd does matter in this matchup, so does Hex Drinker. They're a Stifle Wasteland deck. I am concerned about that because my mana is actually pretty bad. I think I can shave 1 Natural Order. I still want to be able to do it, but drawing that card when I'm not ready for it's going to be really bad. Did they have anything worth lightning bolting in their whole deck? We saw Endurance Dreadnought, Uro. I should expect Minsc and Boo. And I'm going lower on Stifle. I don't think I'm going to out-Stifle this deck, but I might cheese over the finish line with Lightning Bolt. Maybe I'll keep one Stifle in for good measure, and then bring in all these other cards. I am ice cold to Minsc and Boo. I need my Lightning Bolts to answer Minsc and Boo, actually, so Stifle's out, Lightning Bolts are back in. I'm boarding out all my forces, and I don't have any Hydroblasts. So I actually am all in on Lightning Bolt to deal with that. Surgical's interesting. I could bring in Surgical and tangle with Uro on that axis if my deck has Uro in it and theirs doesn't. That's something that favors me. I don't think I have room for Surgical here. And now I have Pyroblast in that can answer Uros. Okay, I'm not doing the Surgical thing. Man, Beseja Who Endures, what's up? All right, I mean, this is a fast natural order that does not die to Dreadnoughts. Get to fetch basics to play this game on against their Wasteland deck. Gotta watch out for Stifle, though. Bummer, showing me Stifle on turn 1. Sicko. Do I just fetch into this? I could also Dryad Arbor. I'm going to Dryad Arbor. I never ever want to lead on Dryad Arbor in a game of Magic the Gathering, and that's why. But against the Stifle deck, I'll put myself out there. That wasn't getting any better. Brainstorm. Another fetch land. I'm just going to hold up fetch lands. We can stare at each other. We've both seen Stifles in game 1. Okay, they're going for something here. I'm going to fetch in response to Uro. I'll get my forest into play and let this happen. They stifle their Uro. They're in business. I can endurance otherwise. No land came out of that. This unlocks all of my lands on basics. Guess now I can decide if Noble Hierarch's even something I want to be doing with my life. I'm going to start with a Ponder and see where that goes. Island, Ponder. I'd like a redundant green card, which I was not rewarded with. Brazen Borrower gives me a game plan against Uro if endurance doesn't happen. 1, 2, 3, 4. So they're missing. They didn't make a land drop off of Uro, and they don't have 5 cards in their graveyard. They need to draw a fetch land for this Uro to come into play, so I'm not going to pitch cast Endurance, spend 2 cards on that right now. EI, sure. This gives me time to unlock the hard cast Endurance, and at least it doesn't cost me 2 cards. Flooded Strand, the Exile card, and I'm showing Red Blast. I'm going to Endurance on their turn. Brainstorm. I'm going to Endurance now, actually. They could stifle the Endurance trigger. They could just Force of Will this. I'd be a little surprised if Force is still in their deck, but maybe they're assessing this matchup differently than I am. And if they're a Dreadnought deck, then Force is something worth protecting. Okay, they did Force rather than Stifle. Sure. And I will reveal I don't have Pyroblast. I got a 2-for-1 there. Take that. There was no Mystic Sanctuary in game 1, so there's still not one now. We saw their whole deck. We saw them fetch and fail to find. Unless they were hiding Mystic Sanctuary. Uh-oh. Oh no, what am I going to do about this? Lightning Bolt. That one is kind of annoying, but it's fine. Volcanic Island's on top of my deck. That means I can Meltdown for 1 and still Brazen Borrow if I need to. Meltdown for 1. Our Force blue card, the cards in your hand. They are not. Get out of here. Yeah, sideboard game's a little better than the main deck at dealing with Dreadnought. But now it's Uro time, and they have a juicy graveyard. I don't think we saw a Daze game 1, and Brazen Borrower. I guess I'm going to wait. We haven't given them a good target for Pyroblast yet. I'll at least hang the Brainstorm out in front of it and see if I can sniff out a Pyroblast or some other plan here. Brainstorm. Didn't sniff out a Pyroblast. This natural order, I could just jam on the stack right now. Just fetch. Oh no, I'm 1 short of fetching Dryad Arbor. Never mind. Okay, if I put back the 2 cantrips and I go Uro, land, other land, Brazen Borrower, but then that doesn't set up my natural order for next turn. Okay, I'm going to put back Ponder and Wooded Foothills. Play my land. I'm going to try to Brazen Borrow here. Right now. Disappointing. Okay. That's going to happen. Oh, I could try to Pyroblast myself now. If I fetch... Yeah, I'm going to give up on the turbo natural order right now. If I find any green fetch land, I can still try to do that. But if I find Pyroblast now, I can take some pressure off. Oh, not what I was looking for. Noble Hierarch doesn't get me the anything. Okay, yeah, that sucked. Okay. I'm going to put back Hierarch and Brainstorm. If I had the mana base that they're playing with, then I would have been able to play Hierarch this turn at least and get something going. But because I have all these basics mean I also have the possibility of finding Coatl, which can trade with this Uro. And double bolt and Uro too. God, that feels bad. They have a Brainstorm. My clock is becoming a major concern at this point. I'm under 10 minutes, and there's a lot of game left to play, especially if they win this one and I gotta win another one. Sylvan Library. Yeah, that card sucks for me. Okay, I'm going to swing for the fences here. Brainstorm and try to hit a green fetch land. I should have been more specific. This works, though. If I put back Uro and Lightning Bolt and use my whole hand right now. Right. I don't need the Hierarch, actually. So if I put back Hierarch and Lightning Bolt, then I can... Oh no, fuck. This land sucks so bad. Okay. Yeah, because I can't fetch the Taiga here. Gotta put back Lightning Bolt. I think that's required. And then the Hierarch's also gonna go. Then fetch for a blue, because that's the only one left. Blue, and then I can Zenith for 1. Get the Shepherd, which makes Uro uncounterable. This plays around Red Blast, at least lets me draw 3 life, or gain 3 life and draw a card. Endurance, a little late to the party. Now the Sylvan Library is just going to murder me. That was the turn I had to make something happen, and I was unable to. So I thought I lost last game too, and we're still playing it. Gonna keep on scrapping. Wasteland, I mean, that is tough. I need kind of every resource I have right now. And a Ponder, and they still have their Uro attack. If they find another Wasteland, they could just take me off double green. Yep, there's the other Wasteland, came in off the Uro. Maybe I do need Surgical Extraction. My deck is just so bad at answering Uro. Maybe they'll keep the wrong one here. Playing in my outs. Bummer, they kept the right one. Wooded Foothills does let me put Uro on the stack. Is Uro better than Natural Order? I think it is. Yeah, Uro's on the stack. Can't be countered. Can be Pyroblasted. Yeah, that works. Lightning Bolt. Hell yeah, just what I needed. I'm going to attack my opponent. I'm not here to block. Let's go. I'll go to 3. If you have Lightning Bolt, I'm dead. Then replay Uro next turn. And try to grind back in this. Uro's attacking. Library paid the max. Wasteland shit. Okay, maybe I won't cast Uro this turn. They have at least 3 Wastelands in this deck. That's more than I expected. And I'm getting Endurance. Cool. All right. And I'm getting Dreadnoughted. They just can't get enough here. Pyroblast. I'll Pyroblast Uro as a final act of rage. And I'm dead. I'm just going to F6 and recoup a little clock here as they kill me. They do kind of have to respect Beseiju here. No, they don't. They can just minus or plus. Or they could have just attacked with what they had on board. They were pretty safe regardless. But we confirmed Minsc and Boo by making them play it out. A card that we had not seen in 1.9 games. Okay. I'm 20 seconds ahead on the clock going into the final round. Not having any Hydroblast is a big pain here. Surgical on Uro would be so good, but also so bad. I'm going to shave one of these Lightning Bolts for 1 Surgical. Uro's a bigger part of their plan than Minsc and Boo is, probably. And I'm going in like this. On the play with a 0-lander, got a mulligan. This one is better. Still not great, but I'm in for it. I bottomed Tropical Island and probably should have bottomed one of these fetch lands. I'm just going to fetch a Tropical Island now. With Zenith and Hierarch, I think I can push ahead of Stifle and Wasteland. Got a Scalding Tarn for me. And Carpet of Flowers. Fuck. Could have played the Forest. And they even have the red mana to Lightning Bolt. Cool. Not a great start. Brainstorm, try to get something happening here. Oh, I like the Maddening Hex. I don't like that I'm very far away from casting it. Lightning Bolt, long way from helpful. And I could get Volcanic Island and cast Ponder right now, try to set up the Hex, but wow, is that bad if... And this carpet just punishes everything I'm doing. I could get rid of Zenith and cast Ponder, or I could get rid of Ponder and cast Zenith. I think I'm going to have to cheese this game. I'm going to get rid of Zenith and cast Ponder off of a Volcanic Island and just, no, fuck it. Hope we're not dead. There is red land I was looking for. And I'm in trouble to Wasteland or literally any spell. Yeah, Carpet was the biggest possible punish, and without Prismatic Ending in the deck, there's just not really an answer to this. It's going to dominate the whole game. We made blue off Carpet. Ponder for free. Damn it. Alright, Wasteland happened. And we're going into my turn. There's the Pyroblast. So we're slowing this game down quite a bit. I can fetch basic Mountain with this Wooded Foothills. I made red. Are we going to see an EI here? I'm going to fetch in response. Get my Mountain happening. Probably should have brainstormed first. And I'm going to go after this. I'm going to get kind of aggro here. I'm in a shitty spot, and I'm going to play like it. I'm not going to brainstorm in the end step, as tempting as it is. Okay. Rewarded for not brainstorming. This Uro is a good delivery. Playing on basic lands here. Almost. Okay. Fetching in their upkeep like they know something. It didn't make red. Okay, they're pondering. I was really worried about Minsc and Boo there. But they didn't have it. There's red. They're showing Minsc and Boo starting next turn. Endurancing me now. That also works. Okay, red mana while they're tapped out would be great. It's not red mana because I already have my basic. I'm going to have to brainstorm here. None of this makes red. I can Beseiju the Carpet, but that just ramps them in a different way. I put back the Vista, and I need the Hex. That's just not really an option. I would like to cast this Ponder. If I put back Island and Beseiju, or Island and Zenith, Island Zenith. This lets me Beseiju the Carpet if I feel like that has to be done. There's a Minsc and Boo. That's a card that can win a game. There's also a red source under there. Okay, I'm actually not gonna Beseiju the Carpet because basically turning 2 mana into 1 mana, it's still ramp. They can still Minsc and Boo this turn, but they're also a deck that kills me with a giant artifact. Like so. Oh, no artifact. They were just cantripping with their mana while they could. That's kind of cool. Alright, I guess it's Minsc and Boo time. That ties the Lightning Bolt, though. I'm actually going to Hex. Brainstorm in response. Do they have Hydroblast in their deck? They have Force of Will. Okay. Pitching Stifle. That's a force they don't have for Minsc and Boo. They have not shuffled their Brainstorm, so I'm going to actually Beseiju the Carpet now. If they want that top card, they're going to have to do it without Carpet. They declined the search. I had that read correct. Let's see if I just get Dreadnoughted here and wish I kept the Beseiju. Not yet. Minsc and Boo on the stack. Please don't Spell Pierce me. That would be so embarrassing. Okay, I have priority. When counters on Boo. And start attacking. We're both just swinging for the fences at this point. This game is not going to come down to clocks. My creature is larger than Lightning Bolt. Attacking with Endurance gets Boo into bolt range, but they already could have bolted it once. Alright, either they just drew that or didn't know how that worked. Ooh, my own Lightning Bolt. Does that change the clock? It does. It takes a turn off the clock. That's great. They fetch, it's the same clock. Pushing the trample over endurance is big. Now the game is scrappy again, so maybe the clock is going to matter. I don't know. We'll find out soon. Oh no, if they do like anything here, I'm in trouble. Burrow, that card is troublesome for me. Maybe I'll find my own. Or I'll rip that surgical. One of surgical. Oh, endurance. How annoying. Already a graveyard. And the bolt is exactly enough to change the clock. They fetched and played endurance, so they don't know that Boo is lethal here. Sylvan Library. Probably too late for that one. If they take an extra card, they die. Well, Hierarch, that's not helpful right now. Attacking with both creatures is better than exalting one of them. They started to block Boo, then blocked endurance instead. They're dead to bolt. They don't know that. Bolting endurance. Alright, I'm gonna bolt you now. Yeah, we did it! What a crazy match. This and that dredge match were two of the best I've played on camera in a long time, and they happened in the same league. Who knew Rug mid-range made for such cool games? On to the final round.
For the absolute best Magic the Gathering apparel on the market, check out the link in the video description to coalesceapparel.shop, and be sure to use the code BoshNRoll for 10% off when you check out.
I'm on the play for round 5. I'm going to keep this hand. Nice little Rug tempo. Nothing special going on here. Certainly not a Progenitus in my deck. I'm going to use Scalding Tarn here because I think basic Forest is probably more important than basic Mountain. And I'm leading on Tropical Island either way. Let's go. Man, this league's been sweet. Those last couple matches were just awesome. Delverino. Okay, I have Lightning Bolt for that. 100 Delver. This is probably an initiative deck, as weird as that is to say. That's just the society we live in right now. Another Hierarch. I do like that. I don't like all these lands, but luckily I don't need them. Gonna bolt the Delver first, then play the other Hierarch. If they want to daze that, that's fine. And I'm gonna get Volcanic Island. Bolt your Delver. And go for the Noble Hierarch. I'm on the play and I already accelerated once. If they daze this and want to start turn 2, back 3 mana from me, that's a deal. And this double Hierarch setup makes Wasteland kind of bad. At Mystic Sanctuary. Love to see it. Delver is in play again. Finding the land is great. That means I can attack with a Hierarch and still hold up endurance while playing around daze. I'm not going to ponder here. If they're an initiative deck, I want to at least present a fight over their White Plume Adventurer next turn. Delver just flipped Revealing Daze. Glad I played around it. This Ponder looking mega smart in my hand right now. There's a smart Ponder from them too. Ponder's always smart. It's a smart person card for smart people. We're not going to talk about what having 3 Ponders in my deck means for that statement though. I'm like 75% smart. Alright, big and doozy coming out. Force pitching Daze. I think this is a fight that I want to have. They already spent 2 cards on it. I'll spend 2 cards on it. And they're just done. Not interested. Hellbent opponent with endurance in play is enough to beat him, apparently. Okay. Blue-white Delver. Pyroblast's going to be good. I didn't see enough to know if I want Unchained Berserker. But if their removal is white, then I probably do. I'll put it in the maybe pile. I definitely want Maddening Hex. Brazen Borrower's coming in. I read white as initiative in that first game. So Dress Down is maybe, like if it's not initiative, it's Stoneforge Mystic. I'm trying to think of reasons why you would pair white with Delver of Secrets. And I think those are reasons. Unfortunately, I just don't know enough about their deck right now. If I have the 3 Stifles and the Dress Down, then I don't need Force of Will. I would want to use Force of Will to stop the initiative from entering the game, and that's how I do that. Do I want to just get low and scrappy and cut all the natural orders? That does line up cleanly with my 8 cards. It's not really in the spirit of the league, but this comes up all the time on the channel. We use Progenitus to win games we wouldn't have won otherwise in this league, and now when it's not something that we need to win the game, we can pivot onto something different, which I think is just good deck playing. It's not abandoning the meme, it's just getting low when you need to get low. Yeah, I think this is fine. Progenitus had plenty of moments to shine, and I just believe this is correct. Without knowing what their deck is doing completely, we might get more information in this game that changes what we're up to. Or we might play another 3 turns and win the match. That would be great. No green to go with my double hierarchs. Got to send this one back. Here we go. Basic forest gets things off the ground. I'm going to keep this, and bottom, it's one of the hierarchs or the dress down, depending on what I think this game's going to look like. Expect a removal spell from my opponent. I'm going to send the dress down. Plan for that for later, and hope they don't turn to initiative me. Okay, land go. All right. Don't stifle me. Fetch. Am I dead? Okay. Didn't get stifled. Now that I'm clear of stifle, I want to respect Wasteland. I have double hierarch. I kept this hand on the strength of double hierarch. Hope it holds out. Blue is also the most represented card in my deck, or color in my deck, in the lands. Getting Stoneforged. Okay, yes, that makes sense. It's consistent with things that I thought might happen. Cauldron complete. That's a tough one to defeat. I am in the market for a lightning bolt right now. I'm going to ponder. X-Drinker is not going to race Cauldron. I already have a land drop. Is Uro any good here? My Brazen Borrowers are in the deck for Cauldron if I need that. I'm going to take the shuffle though. Shuffle and did not deliver. I get another ponder. Not upset about that. Keep digging. There's the lightning bolt. Wise guy. Don't need it anymore. Found the Brazen Borrower. And backup hierarch. Okay. I can borrow the Cauldron, or the germ token on the Cauldron. Played Mystic Sanctuary. They wouldn't do that if they had any other land, so we can read 5 spells in their hand here. And I can go for a Zenith and see if they want to try to force that. Would they even care? Probably not. My top card is Lightning Bolt that I don't know that I want. Right, I'm just going to Petty Theft and hope this works. Classic hope it works plan. Oh good, it worked. Okay. Sometimes you get paid for nonsense. Do I want the Lightning Bolt on top of my deck now? I think I do. Alright, I'm going to pass. I can still Endurance here. Or Brazen Borrow. Brazen Borrow is probably better than Endurance here. Because it's face up, doesn't give away any information. No attacks. Opponent with the Expressive Iteration. Being Jeskai Delver is a little more interesting than being Azorius Delver. And we still have the question of if they're initiative, but Azorius is extra weird, where Jeskai is just unusual, but not unheard of. They're going after one of my hierarchs. I'm going to get my borrower in while I can. Submerging my hierarch. Tight. And do we have a lightning bolt to finish off the whole squad? Oh, not yet anyway. Just an attack. And Delver, sure. Yeah, having to redraw hierarch here is kind of a bummer. I could just Zenith for an Endurance or an Uro. They're a better thing to Zenith for. Quaddle's a redraw. Oh, Quaddle is Death Touchy right now. Okay. And it could draw into a green source for the hierarch. I'm getting a Death Touch Quaddle here. And attacking for 3. Delver, flipped, revealing Ponder. There's that Ponder. Yeah, and here's the flip side. I complained a couple times about my mana not really casting my spells, but now I'm getting Wastelanded, and I still have all my colors, and my Quaddle has Death Touch, so it's give and take. It's neither obviously great nor obviously bad. I'll trade with the Delver. Do I want to try to snap off Endurance now in case of Murktide? Too late now. Let's just hope they don't have it. True Name Nemesis. That's so much worse. Okay. In Uro beats True Name Nemesis face up. Oh no. The Brainstorm Greed is there. I'm going to go for the Brainstorm Greed. I just need any blue source for this to make this turn better. Got there. Barely. Put back. Backup Uro and Hierarch. Or do I need backup Uro? I'm going to draw both of these. It doesn't matter. Okay. Uro. Gaining some life. Reason Borrower. Continue clocking. Brainstorm. I didn't bring in my Collector Oof, even though I did suspect Stoneforge a little bit. I thought it was more likely they'd be initiative just because it's the hot new thing. But if they find a sword or anything that can, or Nemesis can pick up here, I'm in a lot of trouble. Delver's definitely going to flip. They brainstorm twice this turn. They know exactly what's on top of their deck. Now I can Zenith for Endurance. I can play the Hierarch and try to lock in double green for next turn while attacking for 4 now. You just play the other Uro, see what shakes loose. Just checking my Zenith cards again. I could Zenith for another Coatl. That's been fun so far. And it's another redraw. I'm going to Zenith for a Coatl. Force of Will pitching Submerge. Wow, okay. They were worried about that. Now I'm a little worried. If they clap me for 7 next turn, yeah, I think I have to leave this Brazen Borrower back to block Delver. And that's if they even flip Delver. Which they can. Okay, Swords of Plowshares. That was a good card to leave back. All right, that gains me the 3. But I'm still on a 2-turn clock. I need Uro to make something happen right now. That's the wrong Uro. This Uro needs to do what? I don't even know. Wasn't that. I think I've lost now. Okay, Endurance and Stifle. Do get to Hierarch here. I go to 3 on this attack. I could make it 4 if I chump. It's 4 different than 3. I go to 6 next turn from the Uro trigger, and they have 2 unblockable creatures. 1, 2, 3, 4. If I come up with a green source, I can put Endurance in front of stuff. Oh, but I know it's on top of my deck. If I go to 4, then I go to 7. I'm at 1. I think I do need to block. This Stoneforge has been a hero. This is like the 4th or 5th damage it would have been attacking for. Green, green, blue, blue. Here's Uro on the stack. My opponent just drew a card. I'm going to go to 1 off this attack. Then I can attack myself back up to 4. If they have Pyroblast, I lose. Caracas, I lose. Submerge, I lose. There's a land after not playing a land last turn. They might have Force of Will here. But Uro can stabilize against True Name if Endurance can stabilize against Delver, but the Stoneforge Mystic's good for 1 extra point. That's a rough beat. Yeah, if they attack with Stoneforge, I just lose. I am 1 life away from stabilized here. Oh, if they chump block, that would be so good. That would be so good. Let's chump block. I do have an out here, and it's them blocking. Oh, they didn't fall for it. Shit. Okay, I've lost. Oh, I missed a possible line here, which was fetch, play the other Uro, go to 6. But I'm still dead to the attackers. That doesn't actually help. I need them to not attack with Stoneforge. That's the... Or activate Stoneforge would be great, because I could stifle that, and then it's not in the attacking mode, and then I'm ahead on board. They're not going to do that, though. Shit. Yep, they figured it out. Great game. I'm still going to cast the Endurance. Keep the fear in them for next game. Wait, what? They conceded? They didn't realize I was dead? Hold on. Let's go back to that game. Where is it? I can block Delver, and I take 4. I'm dead. But instead I win. Okay, opponent was not super dialed in on that one. But we are rewarded with a positive record with Rug Natural Order in 2023, first deck of 2023. The Icefang Coatl is the big thing that I want to focus on in the debrief, because there were spots where a Death Touch Coatl was a great out, a great draw. Zenithing for Coatls when you just need value was pretty cool. It came up multiple times. We were also unable to cast our 1-drops a lot of the time because we have so many basic lands in the deck. There's a lot of tension there. I think I at least want to get rid of the Prismatic Vistas. If I just commit to normal fetch lands, then I can get a dual if I need to, or a basic if I need to more often. There were a couple times where Prismatic Vista specifically didn't do what I needed to. I'm also going to turn Scalding Tarn into Wooded Foothills because we are playing a Dryad Arbor. That's something worth fetching, which came up more than once. I don't know that Hex Drinker is worth the spot. You might just want 2 Allosaurus Shepherds to push your combo a little harder. That would have to be borne out over more games. It could even be the 4th Coatl if you really want to slow down and play the flash game. You might want to main deck a Pyroblast. That's so corny, but we don't have great answers to Murktide Regent or Uro. Lightning Bolt just isn't what it used to be in the format. If you don't like main decking Pyroblast, you can main deck a Brazen Borrower and just get that generic answer in there. You could also just use those slots to play stuff like Spell Pierce or Flusterstorm to help punch your natural order through more often. But I guess Pyroblast does that too, so Pyroblast is probably just the answer. It protects natural order and kills Murktide Regent and Uro in the main deck. I hate that that's the answer, but I think that it is. So turn Hex Drinker into a Pyroblast. Figure out what you want to do with Ice Fang Coatl. I already fixed the fetch lands. That's a step in the right direction. And that's where I'm going to leave this one. 93, thank you for the brew challenge. I had fun playing this. Some of the best games that I've gotten on camera in a long time were in this league. 2 of these matches, I think, are top 10, top 20 all-time matches that I've recorded. That's a great way to start the year. I'm excited for another year with all of you. It's going to be the biggest year yet for this channel. At least I hope so. I've bet pretty hard on it. Thank you all for being here. Check out the Patreon, and I'll see you for the next one.